poser with his childish rebel politics is going to get himself killed or other people killed while he scams to make a buck on Twitch. Like this dipshit, right? I want this fucking moron to have healthcare. Okay? I want this fucking old ass, bald, loser fucking moron to have healthcare. They only look monstrous because you don't understand them. The world only looks wrong because you don't understand what's really going on. Yes, brother, you have it all figured out. Okay? Listen, Unc, listen to me. It doesn't matter what you have heard about me or what you think about me right now. I'm telling you right now, whether you like it or not, I am going to nonstop fight to make sure you have free healthcare. You understand me? Free healthcare for you. It doesn't matter if you hate me. Doesn't matter if you think I have hateful politics. That's my politics. My politics is giving everybody healthcare. My politics is giving everybody free education. My politics is giving everybody housing, okay? No matter how much you want to fucking kill me in the process, no matter how much you hate me, no matter how much you think I am the one fomenting hatred in this fucking country, that's what I want to do, okay? No matter how stupid you are, no matter how bigoted you are, no matter how hateful you might get, I want you to have more autonomy in your life. I want you to have democracy in your workplace. I want you to have a shelter over your fucking head. And I want you to have free healthcare. These are things that other governments that have far less money than we do are able to provide to all of their citizens unconditionally. Okay? And I want you to be able to have that too. Doesn't matter if you don't want it. Okay? I want to deliver it to you in an authoritarian manner. Oh, I don't want it. I'm going to vote against it. I don't care. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. If I have my way, you're going to get it. You're going to get that fucking beautiful free healthcare. You understand? You're going to say, no, I don't want to be able to go get coverage. I don't want to be able to go. As a European, I'm very confused as how Americans have been so propagandized against free healthcare, because what do you mean you love to spend 20% of your paycheck for insurance but won't bother spending 2% on an extra tax for free healthcare? No, that's what it is. It's because anyone that fucking speaks out on shit like that, people like myself, get ritualistically humiliated every damn day of the fucking week. And they don't do it on the virtue of healthcare because they know they can't advocate on that side. Like, they can't turn around and be like, this guy wants everybody to have free healthcare. What a fucking loser this guy is. They can't say that. So they find anything and everything they can. They find clips out of context. They find it's the same with like even someone who is far less radical than myself, like AOC or even Bernie Sanders. There's tremendous amounts of enmity towards people that want to advance the material conditions of workers in this country. The media is owned by powerful corporations who have a vested interest in ensuring that the same domineering hierarchies continue. And people are kept sedated. And it's a fairly sophisticated way of doing things for conservatives. The conservative agenda for decades has been to weaken government in an abstract sense so that Americans are too fearful to do the things government is good at, like universal programs. It has worked on the boomers a lot and a lot of the Gen Xers. Yes, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan and his consequences as a singular force in this country are so devastating. Ronald Reagan is the liberal FDR. He is the neoliberal FDR. What FDR and his politics did to America and his policies did to America, Ronald Reagan had the exact opposite effect. Now, I'm not like I'm not in the business of saying that people are singularly responsible for the American demise. But if there was one figure that is so pivotal that you could point to, it would be fucking Ronald Reagan. Every single graph that tracks how shitty everything is nosedives in the fucking 90s. Okay? In the end of the 80s, Every single graph. Do you think that is an accident? Every fucking graph, dude. Like, you look at cost of living, you look at deregulation, you look at like home ownership rates. Virtually every single fucking graph that you can point to about ongoing American demise, the starting point is fucking Ronald Reagan. Like a little bit after, you know, for the policies to take place, the deregulatory economics to take place. Now, of course, it didn't start with Ronald Reagan. Certainly didn't. It's capitalism. It always has been, and it always will be. But Ronald Reagan as a domestic force was so powerful that it basically restructured both parties dramatically. Yes, I know Carter was bad too, chatters. I'm just talking about, like, it's like saying New Deal economics is entirely in the hands of FDR. It's not, right? There were tremendous forces that were pressuring FDR to do the right thing. And there were still limitations. But if you were to reduce it, if you were to make a reductive argument, if you were to reduce it to like a singular force that made the opposing major party damn near concede entirely to full tilt domination, FDR's New Deal era politics. Exactly. That's the response from the Republicans overall. Is like, you're just woke transgender, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Well, they need 60 votes, and they have 55, so they need to get those 5 more. So they're, because Rand Paul was the only one on the Republican Party that didn't vote for it, so they need 5 more Democrats to come over. You have those 3 already.
I don't know about y'all, but one thing that frustrates me about this process is it's one thing to have different policy prescriptions and debate the merits. But when one side says this is not in the bill, these things, I mean, I've been going through this morning. It's hard to read through this legislation and figure out.
Yeah, bro, because you're not literate, okay? As is expected from a fucking Fox News host. Let's be real. Yeah. Your job requires you to not be literate. If you were literate, you wouldn't be able to do your job. So yeah, no wonder it's hard to read. Anyway, that's just one dumbass thing aside. I cannot fucking believe that a Fox News host has the audacity to say Democrats are lying about what's in the bill. Dude, the number one message from the Republicans about what the Democrats want out of this is straight up giving $1.5 trillion worth of health care to undocumented immigrants. Like, that's what they've been going with. What do you mean? It's just pure projection.
What each side stands for. But when you go on national TV and you say, hey, there's no funding in here for illegal, and you know that's not true, that makes it hard for Americans to decide what is false and what is true, and judge it by not only the...
Oh my God. I spoke too soon. He was in the process of lying while simultaneously claiming that the Democrats are lying about what's in the bill and what's not in the bill. He's not so close, chat. He's just fucking lying. This is like when Israel says Hamas is like Nazi Germany. It's like, dog, you are literally Nazi Germany. What the fuck do you mean? Like, you're the guy doing the thing, and you're claiming that the Democrats are doing that thing that you're doing right now to the bill. They didn't send me any fucking cutlery. God damn it. To eat with my hands.
President
the next 7 weeks, and they're angry at the Democrats because they're saying people are going to go without paychecks. People are going to be furloughed just because they want to throw in this money for illegal immigrants. And they're blaming it on Chuck Schumer and AOC because they say that she will probably be primarying Chuck Schumer in his next election. And he was killed for supporting Republicans in March, and he doesn't want it to happen again. Here are some.
Yeah, this is why Chuck Schumer was wrong to have allowed the previous funding bill to go through without a fight. He was wrong back then, and now he's realized how fucking wrong he was now, only because of the outsized pressure coming from his fucking constituents who at the very least are aware of how deep the cuts are going to be to Medicaid. $800 billion. All of this, like, oh, it's because he's worried about getting primaried. Oh, you mean democracy? Oh, you mean that, like, a politician has now, for one reason or another, decided to listen to his voters? Oh, how shocking of a concept. I know. What the fuck do you mean he's worried about a primary? What are we talking about? They should always be worried about being no longer elected. Like, that's the principle of electoral representation. That's literally what it is fundamentally.
The Democrats, the Republicans, and AOC was approached because she was saying, well, if Republicans have a problem with this, they can come to my office. They can sit down and talk to me. Listen to this.
I saw some Republican members of Congress saying, oh, well, if we have this shutdown, it's because of AOC. Well, if that's the case, my office is open and you are free to walk in and negotiate with me directly.
There was a thought from the Republicans that AOC is directing this, and she said that senators are welcome to go to her office directly. Is she?
Why are you saying such a ridiculous thing? Why are you saying?
Yeah, no. Said go to her office directly. Do you think there's any?
She is not directing this. She's wonderful. She's a real team player and the rest of that. You started by saying Republicans saying that she's directing this. She is not. Hakeem Jeffries is. And this takes a lot of experience, a lot of unity from the caucus in terms of...
She also literally said, as far as the Chuck Schumer stuff goes, she straight up said, now's not the time for this conversation. Like, now's the time to defend healthcare for millions of Americans. Like, that's what she said. I saw the fucking interview. I hate the way American politics is conducted because... like, it's basically slop tubers all the way down. Like, people behave like fucking slop tubers. I guess that's just how politics is. But it just sounds so silly to be like, well, clearly she's the leader of the party now. Like, they're trying to fucking create division here amongst the ranks. Why are you causing drama? Is a wild defense towards the media. It's true. They are doing that. They are deliberately fucking... AOC said if Republicans think like I'm responsible for this, they can negotiate with me directly. They can come to my office and negotiate with me directly. This is not about that right now at all. That's the Republican claim. They invented the meta slop tubers and picked it up? Probably. That's true. Oppo has always worked that way. Is this Connor's biggest guess? He had Elon Musk, bro. What are you talking about?
The point.
Connor's going to have Big Gav on. The gruesome Governor Gav. Finally, someone's doing some real politics on this godforsaken platform.
View, and that's what this is. She's an articulate spokesperson for her point of view.
For her point of view.
She doesn't like the premise. But it's what...
See? Once again, more drama. You reply to it, and then they derive more drama out of it. Oh, the girlies are fighting.
AOC said, so you can keep yelling at the reporter or the anchor.
Yeah.
It's what AOC said.
That's right. She was quoting AOC, but we were reacting to this because she's saying she is not directing this. I like her. She's amazing. But she's not in charge, but I like her.
Yeah.
It's Hakeem Jeffries. She is not directing this. This takes a lot of experience.
Right, what she doesn't like, because she is the speaker emeritus.
Right,
I mean, I don't know. They should probably remove that. But she likes being in a position of power. But AOC is 100% right. The party is being governed by her ideology right now. And honestly, I don't know why we're inviting the leaders, Jeff.
Bro, that's so funny. Like, yeah, they think positioning this as like positioning the government shutdown around AOC, they think is going to be a successful way to undermine it. They're trying to draw internal conflict from the party as well in an effort to tamper with messaging discipline. They're hoping that the Democrats will start panicking because they also are under the false notion that like AOC is actually an incredibly unpopular figure. Except if you're Nancy Pelosi, you know you are the least popular figure when you were in office. Like AOC is unpopular nationally, sure. But the least popular figure in office was Nancy Pelosi because she was the leader of the Democrats. That's just how it is. Meanwhile, AOC being presented as the leader of the Democrats is actually going to boost the party's profile. The reason why is because AOC is not as unpopular as stupid media figures think she is. Yes, Republicans hate her. Yes, this plays a role in her approval rating. But she is nowhere near as unpopular as the way that these guys present her as. And especially if she has more leadership roles or more time in the spotlight and can potentially exhibit the same kind of like messaging discipline that Bernie did for years. I think if she could show herself as a strong figure for progressive politics, maybe even some radical policies, she could boost her media profile spectacularly. Ultimately, it's not about one person's charisma, even though charisma plays a role in this, and entirely about the policies. That's it.
And Schumer said, we should just cut to the chase. Go straight to AOC and have the debate with her about what's in the bill, not going back and forth with Schumer. Schumer is being influenced.
But now they say trans and undocumented too. But ultimately, that is the only way. That is the only way that the Republicans have been able to successfully demand cuts to social safety nets that every American takes advantage of. It's not a new nor unique position. Lee Atwater basically defined it when talking about the Southern strategy. Bad Biddy 101. Hassan, I'm 21. Am I too young for you? That's crazy. That's a crazy question to ask right now.
You're not, nobody is.
But in Vermont family making $82,000 family afford their
Oh my God, that's what Peter Rush sounds like? That's crazy.
premiums can go up $20,000.
To explain to them that while they are stupid, they're still getting ass fucked by the Republicans. That's the job of good governance. That's the job of good leadership. That's the job that the Democrats are fucking failing on. Okay? That's it. Like, imagine there's a government shutdown that's going on. $800 billion in healthcare funds is going to be taken away. Almost $1 trillion plus dollars taken away from healthcare that these guys desperately fucking need. Okay? And they're talking about canceling their Netflix subscription. I know when you see stuff like that, when you see how hateful little monsters these dipshits have become, I know it feels like it's impossible. It feels like it's impossible to talk to these fucking monstrous pieces of shit. Okay? Because they're so stupid that they're like, nope, I don't care. I'm going to hurt myself and fuck you. You can't say anything about it, woke libtard. I get it. Okay? I get it. I get frustrated all the time. I have to deal with these fucking animals all the goddamn time. Okay? Having said that, if you care about making people's lives better, you have to fucking convince these people. Okay? Even this fucking guy, George Wallace Lame Similes, says, this idiot to a fucking general practitioner with regular frequency so that I can have the decent preventative health care so that I don't have like debilitating illnesses down the line. Fuck you. I'm going to fucking force it to. Okay? I'm going to force it down your fucking throat. You understand? That's it. That's my politics. I want to violently make sure that your life is better. Okay? That's it. This is the upside down of class reductive style messaging of channels like Breaking Points. They might be soft on the social issue side of messaging, but they're doing work on the class war messaging the hogs. Yeah. What do you think about the Democrat kitty video? I hated it. Ass.
Over in the Senate are also talking about DEI programs that Democrats want to bring back. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, there's also...
There are demons like that. That's the other side of the story, by the way. Republicans are not even openly cutting before the midterms so that they don't even suffer politically from this. Why didn't they stop the big, beautiful bill? There was no way to stop it. They couldn't stop it. They should have already had this exact same fight a couple months prior when there was another budget consideration. Now the Republicans are using the previous concessions that Chuck Schumer offered to continue funding the government against them. Now they're saying, oh, what now, Chuck? You didn't speak like this a couple months ago, Chuck. What's up? Is it because you're scared of AOC? Like, that's what they're saying. But he should have done it back then.
We need to stand up for our healthcare system. And if they want our votes, they need to make sure that we're protecting every American and making sure that we can do what we can to continue to make healthcare accessible, affordable, as we work to make it a human right for all.
Right. So let me just back that up. Remember, right now, our healthcare system is broken. Right now, we're the only major country on earth not to guarantee healthcare to all people. And these guys want to make it even worse. We're not going to let that happen.
No, we're not.
Thank you.
Onward.
God damn, dude. Yeah, Trump also is going to discuss budget cuts with Project 2025 author and OMB director Russell Vaught. Remember, Donald Trump was like, I don't know what Project 2025 is. It's a Democrat made-up thing. I don't know how to read. And ever since he got into fucking office, that's all he's been doing is following through on Project 2025. Yeah, that's where we're at right now, man. And not only are they doing this, but they're doing this in like a blindly partisan fashion too. Like they are just so open about how partisan this is. They want to use the federal government shutdown as an opportunity to lay off more of the workforce and even take out funds away from blue states, like energy projects in blue states. Energy investment that was allocated for blue states, they took out. That's crazy. That's jobs, man. That's just jobs. You're not like, you're fucking over Republicans too when you do that. The more, yeah, we're fucking bailing out Argentina, by the way. We took away $18 billion from transportation funds to the state of New York so we can give $20 billion to Argentina. So that maybe we can get some soybeans from Argentina. Meanwhile, our fucking farmers, well, not soybeans from Argentina. Argentina will buy the soybeans, I assume, right? That makes a little bit more sense. Partially because China no longer purchases our soy. Money comes in, money comes out of one pocket, money goes back into another pocket. Yeah. America first is when you hand billions to Argentina and Israel and withhold money from American cities. Total supplemental energy aid approved for fiscal year 2025 is $20.1 billion. Combined with the baseline, overall approved military aid to Israel in fiscal year 2025 exceeds $23.9 billion, a record high, by the way. This excludes $4.8 billion in U.S. regional costs, like carrier deployments indirectly supporting Israel. Meanwhile, we're also giving another $20 billion to Argentina. As Russ Vought is talking about taking $18 billion away from New York City infrastructure projects to ensure funding is not flowing based on unconstitutional DEI principles. Dude, they are literally fucking America. They are raping America, okay? I'm using aggressive terminology here, not to do like rape culture or whatever. This is literally what it is. They are raping this country, okay? Openly. And every day that they rape this country, they're saying, what are you going to fucking do about it? That is exactly what's going on. It is fucking insane. It blows my mind. This is not a partisan thing either, for the record. This is not like, oh, just the Democrats get fucked over. Oh, what now, libtards? Like, dude, that is a major city where millions of Republicans also live. Okay? What the fuck are we talking about? Like California, right? California. People love talking about California. Pussy ass California, right? Libtard soy California. California has more registered Republican voters than 3 red states combined. 4 red states, if you want to do the math. Like, there are more registered Republicans in California than 3 or 4 Republican states combined. There are Republicans there too, if you want to think about it from a partisan perspective, which is crazy to begin with. Why the fuck are we thinking about it from a partisan perspective? What is going on? Once you're in office, you're the president of everybody. You're not the president of just the dumbest, most racist monsters in this country. You're my president too. It sucks, but that's just the case. You got to start acting like it. What the fuck is this shit? No, I'm the president of an increasingly smaller constituency of psychopaths, rapists, drunk assholes, pedophiles, Zionists, the Argentinian population of anarcho-capitalists. Like what? What is that? Some of the worst douchebags you've ever seen in your entire fucking life. And these guys are These guys are sitting around being like, nope, those are the guys that we have to care about. Those are the guys who we have to defend the interests of, no matter how stupid it is.
When back this morning, President Trump is saying he's moving forward with more cuts to federal agencies as the government shutdown moves into day 2. And helping him make those decisions, Russell Vought, the head of the Office of Management and Budget. And as the president has mentioned, he's a key author of Project 2025, the plans that got so much attention during the campaign. Vought has already announced several of the cuts since the shutdown began and has emerged as a key member of the president's team.
You all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown.
But who exactly is Russell Vought, and how did he get all this power? Let's get more from New York Times Washington correspondent Coral Davenport, who just wrote a very extensive piece on the White House budget director. Coral, thanks so much for joining us. We just heard the president praising Vought for his cuts. How did he come to earn the president's trust? And what do we know about his plans and priorities?
Sure. So Russ Vought has been with the Trump administration since the first term. He was deputy budget director and then budget director in the first term. In that first White House term, he was involved. He kind of tried to use the power of the White House.
I didn't realize that's how you say his name either. I thought it was Vought. Like on The Boys. Like Vought Industries.
White House to cut off spending. He was involved in the decision to cut off Ukraine spending, which ended up getting the president impeached, to reroute money for building the wall, which ended up getting canceled, to try to fire employees kind of at will, thousands of federal employees. All of those were ideas that he really embraced, that he wanted the president to be able to do, that kind of fell apart. And he spent the 4 years of the Biden administration kind of relentlessly working. He started his own think tank. He worked with Project 2025 on this project of how can the president do these things and have them stick? And because he's a budget director, he thought of using the tools, the levers of the federal budget. How can the president get the power to cut off spending, to stop spending, to
Hey, that you're being sincere.
One for each consecutive move. So help us understand the vision and what it looks like moving forward, because we already went through Doge. We already went through Elon Musk and all these, tens of thousands laid off. What else does Vought have planned? What does he want to do?
Vought is in a lot of ways the anti-Musk. Musk kind of parachuted into Washington with so much chaos, so much haphazard action.
I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's
a really clear roadmap, a really
very
clear
rosy.
plan. And his ultimate end game is to continue to do these cuts, but he is orchestrating, essentially setting up a showdown in the Supreme Court. He believes, the people around him have told me, that if he can get these cuts, these moves to give the president the power to unilaterally cut federal spending, if he can get one of these cases to go before the Supreme Court will ultimately find that the president does constitutionally have the power to cut off whatever funding he wants, or something along those lines. And if that happens, if that end game plays out in that way, then that really just reshapes the presidency and gives this president the power to really just cut down the government and legally.
Well, Coral Davenport, you have such good deep dive reporting on the New York Times. Thanks for sharing some of it with us and helping us understand the influences right now on the president as we're charting this moment, charting forward.
Goes on so often over there with you guys. Dude, America is not a real democracy. We have corporate oligarchs. They run the show. We stick to fighting ourselves over idiotic, petty shit. We stick to eating each other alive. And the corporate oligarchs keep doing whatever the fuck they want. They keep shafting the everyday guy. This is how it works. It's not even new. It has, however, gotten worse as of late.
Republicans, as everybody know, controls the U.S. Senate, controls the U.S. House, and controls the White House. In other words, they are running the government. But what is happening now, which has never happened before, is they are not sitting down and negotiating. So as of this point, Democrats have had no input into the process at all. Now, what Republicans want is to pass what is called a clean CR. In other words, maintaining the status quo. Here's why that is an awful idea and why all of us are opposed to that. In the last year, as many of you know, under Trump's big, beautiful bill, 15 million people on Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act will be thrown off of health care. Very shortly, you are going to be receiving notices from your insurance companies that your rates, your insurance premiums, are going up by, on average, some more, some less, 75%. Yeah, you heard that correctly, 75%. Now, right now, we have a broken healthcare system. Nobody can afford healthcare. You're ready for a 75% increase in your insurance premium.
Do you think the strategy of right using trans undocumented as a magic spell to justify taking things away from people is generalizable or universalizable to the entire grand strategy of right-wing politics? Yes, because it's not just about trans undocumented. Back in the day, it used to be black people. It still is black people.